NBA YoungBoy isn't just running the rap game, he's living like royalty. Picture this, a sprawling mansion tucked away in the quiet mountains of Utah, a jaw-dropping garage stacked with cars worth millions, and a lifestyle that screams nothing short of luxury. But the big question is, how much is he really worth? The answer? A cool $10 million. And trust me, he didn't stumble into it. YoungBoy Never Broke Again, born Kentrell Gaulden, built his empire brick by brick. From the jump, his grind was unmatched. Between 2015 and 2017, he dropped a string of raw, independent mixtapes that caught fire in the streets, pulling in a loyal fan base that stuck with him through every release. His storytelling wasn't polished. It wasn't sugar-coated, it was real, and people felt that. Then came the moment that changed everything. Outside Today exploded, pushing his debut album Until Death Call My Name straight into the mainstream. By the time 2019 rolled around, YoungBoy wasn't just buzzing, he was unstoppable. Tracks like Bandit and the chart-topping AI YoungBoy 2 proved that his rise wasn't luck. It was the product of pure talent and relentless drive. From Baton Rouge to the Billboard charts, he turned pain into power, struggle into success. But to really understand YoungBoy, you've got to rewind the story. Kentrell Deshaun Gaulden was born in 1999 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, a city known for its vibrant culture, but also its rough edges. His father was locked away, serving a 55-year sentence, leaving a young Kentrell to be raised by his grandmother, the steady hand that gave him love and direction. Life tested him early. As a toddler, he suffered a broken neck during a wrestling accident, forcing him to wear a brace that left permanent scars on his forehead. Those scars became more than just marks. They became a symbol of survival, a constant reminder that he was built to endure. Through struggle, through setbacks, through scars, YoungBoy carved his name into the culture. His story isn't just about music, it's about resilience, about a kid from Baton Rouge who turned his reality into a legacy. As a teenager, Kentrell Deshaun Gaulden's life took a sharp turn. He dropped out of high school, got caught in the streets, and was locked up in a detention center for robbery. But behind those walls, something shifted. He started writing music. What began as scribbled lyrics in a cell would soon grow into songs that shook the rap world. When Gaulden got out, tragedy struck again. His grandmother, the woman who raised him, passed away. Homeless and grieving, he moved in with a close friend, NBA 33. The two chased music while surviving the only way they knew how, hustling through the streets.
By 2015, Gaulden was all in. His debut mixtape, Life Before Fame, sparked the beginning of a relentless grind. Projects like Mind of a Menace, Before I Go, and 38 Baby, which featured rap heavyweights like Boosie Badass, cemented his raw, unfiltered style. Fans connected instantly, but fame didn't come without drama. His fiery feud with Scotty Kane spilled into music, with death threats flying across tracks, a controversy that only fueled his reputation. Then came 2017. The AI YoungBoy mixtape hit the Billboard 200 at number 24, powered by bangers like Untouchable and No Smoke. Suddenly, the streets weren't the only ones listening. America was. By 2018, YoungBoy was unstoppable. His single Outside Today climbed to number 31 on the Hot 100, and his debut studio album Until Death Call My Name landed at number 7. From a Baton Rouge cell to Billboard charts, NBA YoungBoy was no longer chasing a dream, he was living it. NBA YoungBoy wasn't just making music, he was flooding the game. After the emotional weight of his debut album won over fans, he kept his foot on the gas. In 2018, he dropped Master the Day of Judgment, followed by 4 EPs in one summer, each packed with fresh tracks. By year's end, Decided and Realer proved he wasn't slowing down, building a reputation as one of the hardest-working artists in hip-hop. That grind paid off. By early 2019, his constant YouTube releases had him ranked among the platform's top music artists, showing just how closely he connected with fans. But even with the success came setbacks, like a 14-month house arrest that kept him from recording. When he returned, he did it big. His 2019 collab Bandit with Juice WRLD became his highest charting single at number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100. Then came AI YoungBoy 2, a cultural moment that debuted at number 1, racking up 144 million streams in its first week, one of the year's biggest debuts. From there, the hits didn't stop. Still Flexin', Still Steppin', 38 Baby 2, and Top all smashed the charts, with singles like Casey Talk and All In proving his dominance. Even when he released Until I Return exclusively on YouTube, fans ate it up. By 2021's Sincerely Contrell and 2022's The Last Lamento to 3 more projects in 2023, YoungBoy had cemented himself not just as a rapper, but as one of the most relentless forces in hip-hop. Tucked into the stunning scenery of Salt Lake City, Utah, NBA YoungBoy found more than a house. He found a kingdom. At first, it was just a rental, a $5.2 million mansion. But soon, he made it his own, adding yet another jewel to his already extravagant lifestyle.
From the moment you pull up, the estate commands attention. Towering columns and flawless landscaping set the stage for what waits inside. A perfect blend of elegance and modern flair. Step through the doors and you're met with a soaring foyer that opens into a massive living room. Sunlight pours through floor-to-ceiling windows, bouncing off detailed moldings and polished finishes. The fireplace glows at the center, making the space just as warm and inviting as it is grand. At the heart of the home is a chef's dream. Kitchen, white marble counters, stainless steel appliances, custom cabinets, and a sprawling island big enough for family dinners or late-night studio talks. The kitchen flows into a dining space designed for both quiet moments and celebrations. The master suite feels like a private spa. A walk-in closet the size of a bedroom, a soaking tub with mountain views, and a rainfall shower. Every detail whispers luxury. And each additional bedroom carries the same level of comfort and style. But the real magic is outside. A sparkling pool, sleek cabana, multiple fire pits, and tall trees wrapping the property. YoungBoy's backyard is less of a yard and more of a retreat, the perfect balance of peace and power. At first, fans weren't sure if NBA YoungBoy's Utah mansion was a rental or his own. But in 2022, it became clear. He bought it, marking a new chapter in his life. By March 2024, that same home hit the market for $5.9 million, a move that showed just how much his lifestyle continues to evolve. With an estimated net worth of $15 million, YoungBoy has built a life where luxury meets ambition, and nothing reflects that more than his jaw-dropping car collection. Front and center is the McLaren GT, a $230,000 masterpiece that blends elegance with raw power. Its 4-liter twin-turbo V8 pushes out 612 horsepower, rocketing from 0 to 60 in just 3.1 seconds. Sleek, fast, and rare. It's a perfect fit for YoungBoy's high-octane lifestyle. But that's not his only McLaren. He once owned a candy red 570S, another beast with a 3.8-liter twin-turbo V8 that tops 200 miles per hour and hits 60 in about 3 seconds. Price tag? Around $200,000, another bold statement in his garage. Of course, speed isn't his only indulgence. YoungBoy also rides in pure comfort with a black Mercedes Maybach S650. Starting at $200,000, this luxury sedan comes with a handcrafted 6.0-liter twin-turbo V12 engine, plush interiors, and the kind of refinement built for royalty. And let's not forget his American muscle. He's also been behind the wheel of a Chevrolet Corvette C7, a $120,000 icon with 455 horsepower under the hood. For NBA YoungBoy, every ride tells a story, speed, power, and a lifestyle that never stops leveling up.
Whether or not he still owns every ride is unclear, but NBA YoungBoy's garage tells a powerful story, blending luxury with grit. He added the Mercedes-AMG G63, an SUV built for both red carpets and rugged terrain. Under the hood sits a 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8, delivering muscle with refinement. Depending on custom upgrades, the price can soar anywhere from $200,000 to $360,000. Then comes the curveball, a Tesla Model S. While most rappers flex gas-guzzling supercars, YoungBoy went electric. The Plaid variant cranks out more than 1,000 horsepower and launches from 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds, making it one of the fastest production cars in the world. Sleek,
futuristic, and priced near $100,000. It proves YoungBoy isn't afraid to step outside the box. Altogether, his fleet is worth around $3 million, a collection that mirrors his taste for speed, luxury, and exclusivity. But behind the shine of the cars and mansions lies a darker narrative. YoungBoy's battles with the law began long before fame. One of the most infamous incidents came in November 2016 when he was arrested in Austin, Texas. Authorities accused him of jumping out of a vehicle and opening fire on a crowd of pedestrians, a shocking move that led to 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder. The arrest sent shockwaves through his rising fan base and forced the music world to reckon with an undeniable truth. Behind the talent was a young star still at war with his own demons. In a dramatic twist, Kentrell Gaulden struck a plea deal, pleading guilty to aggravated assault with a firearm. The court hit him with a 10-year sentence, but it was suspended, leaving him with 3 years of probation instead. He avoided a long prison stretch, but the message was clear. The consequences of his actions were real, and they weren't going away. But Gaulden's legal battles were far from finished. In early 2018, he was arrested again, this time on allegations of assault, kidnapping, and weapons charges. For a rising star on the brink of greatness, the headlines were a harsh reminder that fame couldn't shield him from his past. Though he secured bail, the ordeal exposed just how fragile the balance was between his music career and his personal struggles. Then came 2019, another turning point. While on probation, Gaulden found himself in the middle of a shooting. After being fired on by a suspect in a black Cadillac Escalade, he returned fire. While the shooting charges were eventually dismissed, the damage was done. Investigators determined he had violated probation by associating with known individuals, True Londrick Norman and Ben Fields. The court came down hard. Gaulden was sentenced to 90 days in jail and placed under strict house arrest for 14 months, a punishment that banned him from performing. For an artist who thrived on constant output and connection with fans, it was a crushing setback.
For NBA YoungBoy, confinement was more than just a punishment. It cut off his lifeline to fans and slowed the momentum of his career. But the legal troubles didn't stop there. In September 2020, he was arrested in Baton Rouge alongside 15 others on charges ranging from drug distribution to possession of stolen firearms. The high-profile bust once again put his name in headlines for all the wrong reasons. Then, the following year, things escalated. Federal agents moved in on him with a warrant. Instead of surrendering, YoungBoy bolted from his car and tried to escape on foot, a desperate chase that ended with his arrest. It was yet another twist in his ongoing battle with the justice system. But in July 2022, a turning point arrived. He was found not guilty on the federal firearms charges. The verdict was a major win and signaled that maybe the tide was finally shifting in his favor. By March 2023, there was even more hope. The strict terms of his house arrest were loosened, giving him freedom to have more visitors and live without a curfew. For an artist who thrives on connection, it meant the chance to truly re-engage with his fans and the industry that had been waiting for his return. In the saga of NBA YoungBoy Never Broke Again, the story is never simple. His journey off the mic is as raw, turbulent, and compelling as the music that made him a star. Kentrell Gaulden, better known as NBA YoungBoy, isn't just a chart-topping artist, he's also a father of 11. Each child represents a different chapter of his life, a reflection of the twists and turns that shaped him. 2 of his sons, Casey and Caden, even appeared in his music video Casey Cock, giving fans a rare glimpse into the softer side of an artist often defined by struggle and controversy. Then, in January 2023, YoungBoy made one of the most personal moves of his life, marrying his longtime girlfriend, Jaslyn Michelle Hayes. The mother of 2 of his children, Jaslyn has been a constant presence through the highs of his career and the lows of his legal battles. Their marriage wasn't just a celebration of love, it was the beginning of a new chapter, built on loyalty, family, and stability. But his evolution goes beyond music and marriage. YoungBoy has been open about his desire to be baptized into the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, signaling a deeper spiritual search for meaning and redemption. It's a step that shows his life isn't just about wealth or fame, but also about growth and faith. Yet, as always, obstacles remain. Before he can take this step, he must first shed the weight of his past, the ankle monitor that ties him to old legal struggles. It's a powerful reminder that, even in moments of transformation, YoungBoy's journey is one of resilience, determination, and a constant fight to rise above.